The UCLG Summit of Local and Regional Leaders is held in Rabat from the 1st to the 4th of October. The summit has two aspects. One focuses on exchanges, exposure of the good practices, good methodologies, discussion of issues. The other aspect is political. It begins tonight with the general meeting of the UCLG. During the assembly, the world's local communities board will be elected. This board will then elect the executive board and the president of our organization. On September 30th, 2013, the 9th Ordinary Session of the Executive Committee of the United Cities and Local Governments of Africa opens in Morocco under the chairmanship of Khalifa SALL, Mayor of Dakar and President of the UCLG Africa. A great opportunity for the leaders to read the report of the last meeting in Brazzaville, the program activities of the General Secretary, and to analyze all the financial reporting. The meeting also serves as a rehearsal for the 4th UCLG World Congress held in Rabat. The goal? To represent in one voice the African local governments during the conferences attended by the major actors of decentralization in the world. During the 4th Congress of UCLG Rabat in 2013, innovation and leadership in local management are at the heart of the program. The program of territorial coaching, born and experienced in Morocco, is highlighted. A modern approach that helps on the long-term local actors, by putting them in connection to sustainably develop rural or urban areas.
Cette rencontre peaufine le concept de démocratie.
This meeting precises the concept of democracy by emphasizing dialogue, ownership of development issues not only through the decisions of the state or even local and regional councils, but by the ongoing dialogue with the public. There are local democracies functioning outside Europe, North America and Asia. There are some strong local democracies.
Il y a des démocraties locales fortes.
Stakeholders Najat Zarouk, Jean Pierre Elong Mbassi, as the French representative Jean-Paul BACHY, define the importance of territorial coaching and the guarantee of its success over time. The regional phenomenon is emerging around the world and particularly in Africa. Confronting our problems, our project, how can we solve them, how to finance them, what are our important problems such as school issues, how can we solve the problem of recycling garbage, how can we work on water and sanitation within public markets? I would say that, from that point of view, it is perhaps not coaching, but it is direct cooperation between elected officials. Between teams, by comparing their experiences, we draw interesting lessons.
Des équipes qui confrontant leur expérience, en tirent des enseignements intéressants.
The territorial coaching has already been proven in the field to boost territories. Share leadership experiences is a step on the path of good governance. How to improve the attractiveness of cities on the African continent. Dozens of African mayors brought this major issue at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation in Rabat. Jean Pierre Elong Mbassi, General Secretary of UCLG Africa, moderates the discussion. A first panel focuses on the integration of African cities to globalization. A second one points out the issue of infrastructure to improve the attractiveness. The environment, as well as managing the branding of cities in general, appears immediately as a critical driver. Everyone has the right to speak during the meeting, to share their questions or examples. The conference ends on an important fact, the signature of a partnership between the giant Microsoft and UCLGA. It aims to promote internet access to African citizens in their daily lives. United Cities and Local Governments of Africa is an opportunity for the Pan-African Council of Local Governments to hold its annual meeting. Khalifa SALL, Mayor of Dakar and Chief Executive of the UCLGA Committee, holds a meeting. Many representatives of the National Association of Local Governments and African Cities and of the European Union and the United Nations are present. The Mayor of Rabat and Chairman of the Congress Organizing Committee, Fatala Oualalou, thanks all African officials for their presence in Rabat. In any case, we hope that during these 3 days, Africa will grow. Mayor Khalifa SALL talked about an extremely important project for Africa, the erection of an African local government structure at the African Union.
Structure africaine des collectivités locales au niveau de l'Union africaine.
The main discussions focus on the urbanization of Sahelian cities like the cities of Maghreb. The audience, composed of experts and political representatives, approved the various proposals of the board. For the Senegalese delegation, for instance, the assessment is positive.
We are committed to give more work to the administrations to be ready to represent Africa on this platform, so it's a positive result for us and for the Pan-African Summit.
The third meeting of the Global Task Force brings together local and regional leaders to prepare the UN Conference Habitat 3 scheduled for 2016. The start of the workshop is given by Kadir Tabba, president of UCLG and mayor of Istanbul, where was held Habitat 2 in 1996. This upcoming world event aims to propose solutions for a sustainable urban development. We are the United Nations. We are the United Nations Habitat, and we are here because we are the focal point of local authorities within the UN family. We host a World Consultative Council of Local Authorities called UNACLA. Therefore, we are responsible for the support of mayors to negotiate their contribution to the global platform called the Post-2015 Platform, which will negotiate the world agenda.
Qu'on appelle la plateforme après 2015, post-2015, qui doit négocier l'agenda du monde.
The collaboration of UCLG with the United Nations aims to set a new agenda for urban development. The acceleration of the urbanization process in less developed cities is a central concern for tomorrow. Local authorities are uprising. Why not judge the willingness of the states to respect them? However, it is UCLGA's wish. That's why they wrote a note and made it available for everyone. The note evaluates those who help the activities of local communities and those who don't. A sustainable work evaluating 50 African states. According to UCLGA's General Secretary, this book must be criticized.
Notre bataille, c'est de faire en sorte que la décentralisation.
Our battle is to make decentralization move forward on the continent, and that we show what are the gaps that we continue to observe and how these deficiencies can be corrected. This is why we started this book that is controversial among some states, but others like it as something that will help them to discuss with their own government. At the same time, we launched a professional network that is directed to the people in charge of local finances in Africa.
Mais en même temps, nous avons lancé un réseau professionnel qui est le réseau.
This professional network, I hope, will make local African power more competent on matters of finance. While it is true that decentralization without a financial dimension is not quite complete.
Tant il est vrai que une décentralisation qui n'a pas de dimension financière n'est pas tout à fait complète.
The report must be published every 2 years. The next one will be unveiled at the AfriCity Summit in 2015 in Southern Africa. It will in any case be a first attempt to assess the states that support decentralization. For the conclusion of the World Summit of Local and Regional Leaders in 2013, the French Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Pascal Canfin, went at the UCLGA stand. The African organization grew by inviting these decision makers on the continent. Our national government will, I think, be able to take actions in order to learn and give decentralization to local governments.
Accorder la décentralisation aux gouvernements locaux.
All African local governments have a common vision of the problem of decentralization and strengthening of local authorities. So it allows us to assess the gradual pace of the implementation of decentralization and to better define how to ensure the success of the decentralization process.
Le succès du processus de décentralisation.
L'autorité des villes et des municipalités a encore besoin de beaucoup de soutien.
The authority of cities and municipalities still need a lot of support to express themselves properly. To be the spokesperson, I would say civil society and non-civil, and provide good response for its projects and the way how that should be under guardianship. UCLGA is now the second largest democratic organization in Africa. It is supported by many African leaders. I have the honor to be invited here for this great summit, and specifically, I am in the UCLG Africa's stand. I congratulate them, and I encourage and wish them all the best.
À qui j'adresse mes encouragements et bonne réussite. La ville de Rabat et le Maroc ont démontré.
The city of Rabat and Morocco showed Africa that they were right to propose as candidates to host the 4th Congress. The organization, the welcoming, the hospitality and the work, everything went well. That reassures and comforts. But this is not surprising, when you know that Morocco is a country of decentralization. It is reassuring that I am not alone. We are a team at the presidency. In the 5 African sub-regions, we are a team at the executive committee, with all the great mayors of major cities of Africa.
Nous sommes une équipe au niveau des comités exécutifs, avec tous les grands maires des grandes villes d'Afrique.
The UCLGA organization represents local government from all regions of Africa. United they stand to give all possible means of success to the nearest representative of the African population.